Good morning, everybody. I'm not sure why that music's still playing now. It should be ending at some point. There we go. Good morning, everybody. What's going on now? Right, okay, sorry. We've just had a few issues with the stream. So we're back to normal now. Tech issues always seem to arise when it's my stream, but that's not going to stop us from getting to what we're going to be talking about today. Now, just maybe an hour ago, I woke up bang on 9 o'clock, and guess what? Forest signed Taiwo Awoniyi from Union Berlin for £17.5 million, the most expensive transfer in Nottingham Forest's almost 200-year history. Okay, so Taiwo Awoniyi, 15 goals in 31 games in the league, and just over 20 goals in the 40-plus games that he's played in all competitions. So that can be Deutsche Pokal or, the UEFA Conference League also. So it's a big signing for Forest. Massive, massive signing. Now, Awoniyi, he's a very, very good striker from what people have said and from what I've seen as well. You may have seen the clip that Forest had put on this morning. He's a goal scorer. He's a natural-born goal scorer. And it's good to see that perhaps you're going to have a striker that's not only got a bit of pace to him and a good shot to him, but also a bit of physicality, almost reminiscent of Keenan Davis, because we know that Keenan Davis is not just a poacher or any other kind of striker, because there's different kind of strikers, isn't there? You got the striker like Lewis Graben, who is perhaps more of a poaching kind of type striker, can still create a goal, but more of a poacher. Then you've got players like Sam Surridge, more of a finisher. He can finish from anywhere. And you've got players like Keenan Davis, who we saw from last season, who could probably run from halfway and play as a midfielder if he really wanted to. The only thing holding him back would be the energy. So welcome everybody to the stream. I see people are rolling in now. I don't usually ever do a stream. I did one last night, and I was on a stream till from 8 at night until around 10, 20 past 11. And then we were on the post-stream chat till maybe near on 12. So I had to get a kebab. The kebab was on the front doorstep when I was on the stream, and I was like, I had to call the guy. So it was a late night last night, and it was a very early morning. I was up at 4 and looking at Facebook, trying to see if I can get any news, if there's anything coming in. Is he going to be announced today? And he was. And by some chance, I woke up at 9, bang on the dot when he came. So I thought, let's do a stream. So we've got a comment box over here, guys. Please comment. Drop me any thoughts that you have about Taiwo Awoniyi. Big signing, obviously, as it says in the thumbnail. We've broken the previous record spending fee, which was 13 million for João Carvalho from Benfica. So it's a massive, massive signing. £4.5 million bigger than the last spending fee. So yeah, this is a big signing, undeniably, for Forest, and we've got more coming soon as well. Now, Dean Henderson is also expected to sign for Nottingham Forest in the coming week. Now, he's on honeymoon currently with his wife, I believe, from what Paul Taylor has said. And he will be expected to complete a medical as soon as he's arrived back from there. Now, I do think that's odd, don't you think? He's going to be on a honeymoon. He can't restrict himself, can he? He's not going to be doing dieting, or he's going to be out drinking with the wife, isn't he? Surely. So I don't know how that medical is going to go. It's going to be an interesting one. He's going to arrive with a sore head. But we've got Neco in the chat. Way too early, lad, madman. Mate, you got to do what you got to do. And this morning, I saw the news of him signing, and I said, I have to cover it. Absolutely have to cover it, because this is absolutely massive news. So it's important that we cover this. Now, obviously, we've not seen a signing that cost this much ever in the history of the club. Now, obviously, football inflation, even that taken into account, there is no way that we've seen a signing this big in history. And it all relates to the video I did the other day. Forest's big transfer gamble. Now, we've seen that he's a good striker. He's done good things in Germany. He's scored a good amount of goals. He's scored near on a goal every 2 games. But, of course, it's that risk of we're in the Premier League. Now, I don't like to put anybody down, because I like this new signing, and he looks like a quality signing. I really do endorse that. But we have to play devil's advocate to a degree as well and say this is undeniably a gamble. Every signing we make as a club now is a gamble. Every single signing. It's a gamble in terms of finance. It's a gamble in terms of performance. It's a gamble in terms of, if we sell them in the future, what are we going to get on a return? It's a gamble of injuries. It's a gamble of absolutely everything. So lots to take into account when signing players. But Dane Murphy and Steve Cooper done a fantastic job. Everybody at the club doing a great job. So we've got Nick Hemphill here. Good morning. Good morning, Nick. It's an early one, so I do apologise to everybody that is a bit, only just waking up. I'm sorry. This is it's not going to be the standard. I promise you that. But this is how it goes at times. So this is the stream. Welcome to the stream, everybody that is joining now. Nearly 10 of you in. So, let's push for that 20. It would be absolutely fantastic to see if we could get 20 of you on here and talking about Forest. So we've got this by Nick here. He was sold by Liverpool for 6.5 million and is still highly rated by Klopp. Now, 6.5 million pounds is actually a decent fee, even for if we would sign a striker for 6.5 million, which is around what I pay for Keenan Davis. It's a good fee. And to see, well, Liverpool are going to make their fair share on it, aren't they? They're going to get 10% of this deal. So what are they going to get? Maybe, I think, 1.75 million, just about into the tune of 1.75 million. So it's a big deal. And Liverpool are going to profit off it in some way. But Klopp has said that, he rates Awoniyi. And I've got a picture somewhere of Awoniyi running with Mane and Naby Keita. And the guy is a certified beast. He is a certified beast. Okay. So we're gonna have a quick chat about Awoniyi now. And if any of you would like to join the chat, I have just put, if you'd like to join the stream even, I've put up the StreamYard link. If you would like to join, just click it and I'll add you into the stream. It'd be absolutely fantastic to talk to you and kind of get your thoughts on this, because I'm doing this for you guys. We're streaming till 11, so we've got an hour. We've got 54 minutes to go. So we've got loads of time to talk about Awoniyi, Henderson, and Neco. Now, I say it like that because of the fact that what's going on with Neco. We've got iShow Speed now. When will Dean be announced, sir? Well, it's looking like Dean Henderson's going to be announced probably, I doubt tomorrow. I would say probably next week, because Paul Taylor said this morning that there is going to be a delay because he's on honeymoon, and there's going to be a medical taking place after that, because I don't think you'd want him to be doing his honeymoon, his medical on his honeymoon. Not even possible anyway. But I'm just going to get up the tweet from Paul Taylor this morning. So if you don't follow Paul Taylor on YouTube, definitely follow him. And I'm pretty sure he did an interview with Gate 7 International, Olympiakos streamer. Absolutely great interview. So yeah, so Dean Henderson. So what he said was, Forest have all but secured another big addition in Dean Henderson, with a deal agreed regarding a loan move from Manchester United. Final details, medical, etc., will be completed when he returns from his honeymoon. So yeah, so Dean Henderson, I would say probably early next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I sound like I'm singing a Craig David song now, don't I? Sign Dean Henderson on Thursday. No, but yeah, lots happening, lots of new signings, and we must get to the nitty and gritty bit of it's Taiwo Awoniyi and Henderson that we've all but, well, Awoniyi 100%, Henderson near on 100%. Provided medical goes okay. So about 99.9% sure that he's going to sign. And we've still got to wait on Neco. He's an interesting one that I've covered a lot. Neco, he's signed from Mainz in Germany. They're wanting around 13 million euros for him. We've put in apparently a bid of around £6 million last time. So we're going to have to increase the bid. And I think £10 million really for that player. If you've seen his stats, he's quite a good player. So definitely worth watching some videos near Carte. But we've got a message in from D Cookie 1865. Daniel, hello. Henderson is obviously an amazing Prem-proved keeper. However, if it's only a loan, will this hurt us next year? Saw it 5 times last year. He could be out of our price range next year. This is something I don't want to. This is something I didn't want to have to speak about, because it's obviously the case of let's just be optimistic. I'm not a moaner. I don't whine about things like this, because it's like, we just want to be positive heading into the new season. But the question does have to be asked. There's no buy option at the end of this. Now, we saw this with Spence. He came into the club, probably a very low valuation, and he's left with a £15 million valuation. And people say that Warnock didn't rate him. I don't think that's actually the case. I think there's more to it than that. I mean, we can all sing and joke about it, but I think there is more to it than that. I think Neil Warnock was more a case of there was perhaps attitude problems between him and Warnock. Maybe they just didn't get on well enough. And that's just how it is. But, Forest developed Spence from a player that was probably worth a few million to 15 million, and they didn't have a buy-on clause, and now they potentially could pay the price for that because they know they want Spence, but 15 million, it's a lot of money. So risks have been taken, and unfortunately some risks may not pay off. And with Dean Henderson, it's possible that if he has a good season this year and De Gea does not renew his contract next year, Dean Henderson could become number one at Man U, and we're left with essentially we've got the new keeper from Millwall, and that'll be it. So you're making a gamble. Dean Henderson could, yes, be outpriced. His value could increase to 30 or 40 million, like we saw with Nick Pope. That's what they were asking for. And somehow Newcastle got him for 10 million. But yeah, you're taking gambles when you're not putting in buy options. But equally, Henderson might not perform fantastically. You just don't know. I hope he does perform well. But there's a situation at Man United where De Gea, he's 30, 31 now, always going to be at the time of his contract ending. He's going to want potentially to leave. He's been at United most of his career. I can imagine he's probably going to want to go to a club and win a trophy at the end of his career. Not saying that United won't, but it's not looking likely. So, yeah, it's a gamble, but it's all a gamble. And we got a message from Nick. Yep. So Tails. So yeah, Paul Tails Taylor was on Gate 7 International on Thursday night on their YouTube channel, 1 hour interview. Yeah, so go and check that out. Gate 7 International, a great YouTube channel as well. And Paul Taylor was on that, and he's an absolutely fantastic journalist. So make sure that you check him out or follow him on Twitter. I think his name's like Nottingham Tales, I think it is. And we've got a message coming in from Russell. We won't have to sign so many players next year, so we may only have to need 2 or 3. So I suspect forking out £40 million for a player will be in our range. Do you know what, Russell? I'm going to disagree on that one. I'm going to disagree on that one because I think the things that you've said actually in the last stream were fantastic, and I think you're spot on. But on that one, I can't agree. You've got to replace 5 or 6 loan players that were good players, right? We're going to need a left back because it's not just replacing loan players; it's also adding in young Prem quality. Going into because some of these players they're in the 30s now. Pardon me, Jack Colback. I love Jack Colback. He's a fantastic player and he's Prem proven. He's played in the Prem, but he's getting on now. We're going to need to have someone there. And obviously him going into midfield, you can't keep doing that. We're going to need midfielders. Yates. But we were saying it on Door on Tour stream yesterday. It's going to be hard for Yates. I think he's a great player, and I think he's going to do well in this season. I think he's going to really step up, but it's going to be tough. You're going to need people that are Prem quality next to him to show him what to do. So, yeah, there's a lot of things to take into account. We're going to need, I would say, 7 or 8 new players, if I'm being completely honest. And they don't all have to cost 10 million. They can cost, 3 or 4 million here and there. We know that Velasquez from, I think it was Valencia, he is a player that would cost around 4 million. Now we know that Valencia are going through financial difficulties. So Forest are going to hopefully make a swoop for him. He's 19. He's a great defender and a lot of potential ahead of him. But it's like that, what we need. You've got players waiting for their time. Panzo, he's waiting for his time. Loads of players you've seen signed over the years that don't get a lot of mention. They're all waiting. So lots to take into account. Now, I show speed. Let's put a bid in for Ronaldo. Really? I wish. Maybe give it 2 or 3 years if he's on the end of his career and, he doesn't fancy playing at Bayern Munich or wherever he's being linked with. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Henderson has been messed about by United. Yeah, he has. But unfortunately, you can't have a player the standard of Henderson as a backup. Or a player that is like Henderson as a backup because of the fact that he won't agree. He won't want to be a backup. He wants to be playing first team. He's a quality keeper. You saw it at Sheffield United, quality keeper. But he can't be waiting for De Gea. But De Gea is world class. So you're not going to swap De Gea for Henderson. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that Henderson can't become world class, but there's leagues difference between De Gea and Henderson, in my view. And I can see why United have chose De Gea, obviously. I think everybody can. But equally, something needs to be done. Henderson's got to advance in his career. He's 24 now? He's going to want to be going somewhere and trying something new. So, yeah, lots to discuss on Man United's front. But yeah, so we've got down again. Building a Prem squad takes 2 or 3 years. We'll have to be very smart. Yeah, yeah. In terms of the special player, lots of people talking about megaphone man. Would you believe I just said that? Morgan Gibbs White. I mean, £20 million. Yeah, megaphone man. He'd be a great signing, wouldn't he? Morgan Gibbs White, yeah, £20 million. He's quality. He's Prem proven as well. He's been at Wolves. Whether he's had the greatest of careers at Wolves, I don't quite know, but he's always played well on FIFA as well for me. So I'd have him. And he's done really well at Sheffield United. You saw in the Forest game, him and Sander Berge, quality, great delivery, and they were physical as well, which is what Forest need. They need some physicality in that midfield. So yeah, it's going to take a while to build a Prem squad, but of course we've just got to build an interim Prem squad, if you like, for this year. It's going to cost, but we've got to build an interim Prem squad, and then we'll build it up. So it's a process. It's a process. Whether you guys like it or not, it's going to take time. You know, there's going to be down times. There's going to be times when you feel upset. There's probably going to be times when we get beaten by quite a lot, but there's also going to be times when we win, and it's going to be the best feeling of your lives. So be ready for the roller coaster, guys. Now, Neco. Agree, Yates is at his best when someone has had a wad in his ear and clearly a goal to go, or when he has a goal, usually smash it. Yeah. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. On a good day, he's a fantastic player. And on a bad day, he's a good player. You know, Yates is a brilliant player. He's an embodiment of what Forest should be. You know, he's a proper Forest lad. He bleeds red. Just like Joe Worrell, just like Jordan Smith, as we discussed last night on Door's stream. These are players that you need. Good for the back, you know, the changing room, and good on the pitch. You know, he's physical, but he's got a lot of obstacles to overcome. So it's going to be a challenge. Him, Johnson, everybody. It's going to be a challenge, but these players are going to live up to it, I think. And it'd be nice to see Johnson getting on that score sheet next season, which I think he will by some margin. Cooper asked him to get forward and score more goals, and he did. Yeah, especially with headers. You saw how many headers he got last season. Important headers. So yeah, lots to go for. Why does it say? Oh, yeah, it does. Actually, you're right. Yeah. Please bear with me for one moment. I am going to take that off. One moment, please. Whoopsies. There we go. I am somewhat of a DIY man. Thank you very much for iShowSpeed for pointing that one out. That was somebody has gone in my room overnight and left me with that on my blackboard. Well, thank you very much for that. To my stepdad, I think that would be. So carrying on with the stream anyway. Dane Murphy has the past experience of scouting and world football knowledge through his previous roles at his former clubs. Yeah, I want to ask you all a question actually now in the comments. Get ready for this one. Now, typically, there's a like a stigma around Americans watching British football, not really understanding. But I think Dane Murphy's fully broken that. You know, I think he's fully broken that. So, you know, what are your thoughts on Dane Murphy? Obviously, you know, it can't be easy to come from America to England and watch. You know, the MLS is a good league, and I enjoy watching the MLS wherever I can. But worlds apart. You know, so it's quite a step. Obviously, he played in the MLS for a little bit, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he played in America. I know that. And he's gone from Barnsley to Forest, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, it's quite a step. Do you think that, like, what do you think? Do you think in the future, do you think he's going to stay at Forest? Do you think he's potentially, you know, the next big general manager of a big club? Or, you know, he's got massive ability. So what do you guys think? It's quite a jump from American football, I would say. But he's done a very good job of it. So anybody that's joining in now, I see there's about 16 of you. Thank you all very much for joining, especially this early in the morning. You're all very dedicated, and I absolutely love you all. You're amazing. Forrest have tweeted again, and it's a few more pictures of Taiwo this morning, and he looks very smart in his polo, in his short polo as he arrives into the City Ground, the world famous City Ground, ready for him signing this morning. So. Massive news this morning. Wasn't it an absolute delight to wake up to that, to the signing of him for £17.5 million. And it's a huge signing for Forest. And it's a, maybe a huge signing for the Premier League, depending on how he plays. So we've got this. He'll stay at Forest. Yeah, I think so. I think Dane Murphy would stay at Forest. Obviously, there's always the temptation of bigger clubs in regard to finance. Forest are a massive club. We know that, and that's not just me saying it biased. They're a big club, and they deserve to be in the Prem. But obviously, there's big clubs in terms of finances, and Man Uniteds of the world, your Man Cities, your Liverpools, these are PSG. These guys have got all big money. So who knows? Maybe scouting around him in the future. Murphy also played in Germany. I did not know that. So, yeah, Russell Eldridge here letting us know that Dane Murphy, the Forest CEO, actually did play in Germany for a period of time. So that's an interesting fact for you. Also, perhaps, that's why we've got a German player, well, a Nigerian international playing in Germany coming to Forest, perhaps. The German league's an interesting one, and I've got a bit of a philosophy about the German league. If you sign a player from the German league, you're going to sign a player with, a German league attitude. And you've seen the way that Germany approaches football. That's exciting. I like that. It's what football should be about. Fans own half of the club. Players are respectful. It's a very, very good league in terms of atmosphere. And there's some absolutely world-class clubs in that league. You see Borussia Dortmund. These guys are buying and selling talents all the time. Use them for the year, sell them on. Use them for the 2 years, sell them. Look at Haaland. They bought him from RB Salzburg. And now look at him. Absolutely smashing it. He was at Dortmund. And he's going to probably be smashing it at Man City. It's going to be an interesting battle when he comes to the City ground. I'm a bit scared for that. But I know that McKenna will sort him out for us. 12 of you in the or 13 of you in the stream now. Come on, people. If you can, just drop a share. Please like the video as well. Literally just click the thumbs up. It would mean the absolute world to me if you can. Just click the thumbs up. Drop us a comment down below. And yeah, please just share this video to wherever you can. Just click share and send it, because we need to get as many people as we can listening and kind of getting involved. So remember, you can join this stream if you just click the StreamYard link just below. Door on tour. He's one of our own. You Reds, I'm on it, mate. We're on it. And it's early morning, but we got to get on it, haven't we? So we've got Nick Hemphill here. There is a YouTube video of Murphy discussing the use of WYSCOUT or Y Scout, I believe it would be, which is an international football scouting analysis platform. Interesting. So that is very interesting. I'm going to quickly search this up now. So I can't see you all, but Y Scout. Let's have a look at this. So professional football platform for football analysis. Professional platform for people working in the football world, videos, data, statistics, and tools. Oh, that is interesting. So I wonder how much this actually costs. This is interesting. Okay, I'm kind of like half streaming, half looking at Y Scout now. So yeah, it looks like you can pay. So if I start free, okay, so you're probably paying about 190 quid yearly for proper in-depth reviews. But if you're a journalist like Paul Taylor or John Percy, you're going to be using apps like this. So yeah, that's interesting. That is Y Scout. Have a look at that. Who of the youth would you loan out this season? Who would you give a chance? 5 subs give lots of chance to the likes of Panzo. I wouldn't have Maitland on the bench. Me and Dor discussed this, and he's streaming at 9 p.m. tonight, by the way, Dor on tour, and I'll put a link to his channel in the chat for you all now. So please just remember to drop him a sub. Please get him to 10k if you can. 9k is fantastic, but 10k is just all that much better. And I can't think of anybody really that deserves it more than Mr. Dor. He's fantastic. And his vlogs are brilliant. So make sure you sub to him. I've just put the link down there in the description. Back to Daniel's question though, who of the youth would you loan out? I think it would have to be Maitland for me. I think Tyrese Forner perhaps would get another loan. Dale Taylor as well, I think. Will Swan. He's a player that I think has a lot to prove. He had that bad spell at Port Vale, as we discussed on Door on Tour yesterday. But I think he deserves a lot more. Some of these players, they've got big futures ahead of them, but it's hard to get them game time when you're a Premier League team now. So there's a lot to think about. But yeah, I think Maitland, Taylor, maybe even Larson as well, Swan, Forner. I'd keep Panzo on the bench because I think he's quality. I think Panzo really is quality. And I think when he played against Hull, he really did show some quality. So just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to open my window. It's absolutely roasting, isn't it? So I'm hoping the dog doesn't start barking. It's roasting this morning. Look at this. This is how dedicated I am to you guys because I'm doing this in this heat. So, morning, Jay. Nice to see you. First one in the bag. Hi, Mark. It's great to see you also. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. So please, everybody, if you can, subscribe. It would mean a lot to what we do. We were at 130 yesterday, and we're now at, if I can check, we are now at 159 subscribers. One more subscriber, and we hit 160. If you can subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. And obviously, when you subscribe, you help me to make this channel a thing. I love doing this. It's for the passion. So if you can just drop us a subscription, I'd really appreciate that. Make sure you like the video as well. Click thumbs up and drop us a comment down below. So thank you very much, Mark, for your kind regards. Good morning to you, sir. I show speed. Finn Back should go on loan to someone in League Two. Yes. Yeah, I think he should. Finn Back, massive, massive prospect there for Forest. I believe he's a defender, isn't he? Will Swan. Finn Back. Yeah, he's someone that a lot of people have spoken about. I think he's one of the biggest prospects in the academy or from the academy. So Finn Back, English professional footballer, plays for Nottingham Forest. He's only 19, and I'm pretty sure he's a left back. So there's a lot of potential with this player. But obviously it's a case of how much game time would he get in the Prem? I don't think he would get any. So that's the harsh reality of the Premier League. You're very unlikely to get game time unless you are the star quality player. It's hard. But all good luck to him. I think I'm almost 100% sure that we'll be seeing Finn Back on loan this season somewhere where he's going to excel and he's going to do really well. So just guys, if you're interested, and you want to come and talk to me on this screen and, give me some of your thoughts, please do. I'd absolutely love to have you come and join me. Just remember, click the StreamYard link, which I've left in the description if you're interested in joining me, because it would absolutely mean the world to me to have a guest on this morning. We haven't had anybody on this morning. And my voice is starting to fade away, isn't it, a little bit? So I'm drinking loads of water to keep up with it, so it's fine. But as we mentioned, we've got Eve here this morning. Good morning, Eve. I hope you're having a great morning. I love the photos that you've sent me this morning, the pictures that you've drawn. Absolutely amazing. I will definitely be sharing these on the channel soon. So let me know what I'll do is I'll download them if you're okay with that, or message me or whatever if you'd like them to be shared, and I'll more than happily share them because they're absolutely brilliant. Well done to you for that. And good morning, most of all. So I hope you're well. So we've got a lot of news coming in at the moment. Nottingham Forest signing Taiwo Awoniyi this morning. And we can already see it. Charlotte Khan here. Woohoo! First signing. Let's go. I know it is that feeling, isn't it? It was the first new signing of the year. Throughout the years, we've seen panic buys. We've seen 7 or 8 players bought that just haven't played. We've seen it all. And to see a player that actually is going to play and do well is really something new. So, Nick Densham, Ureds, happy. Good morning. Happy signing day, everybody. And thank you for joining the stream, Nick. Do drop a subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. And we've got Mark on here now. Door on tour. Get out your hidey hole. Come on. Pronounce this new signing. He's probably editing because he was editing yesterday when he joined, and he was helping me with some tech issues. Hey, come on, Door, get on here and pronounce this new signing if you can pronounce it, according to Mark. There we go. So 16 of you on now currently. Thank you all very much. And we've got Paul Hollingsworth here. Morning, Jay. On testing the Premier League, do you think it's a bit of a risk? Yes, absolutely. Paul, you're spot on. This is it. Forest, a massive transfer gamble. Now, we did a podcast about this just a couple of days ago, and I was joined by the likes of Neco and Lee, who you may have seen yesterday from the stream that we did last night. And if you didn't, I'll drop the video just down below here so that you can see. So that's the video. Big gamble. Obviously, 15 goals in 31 games. It's not a bad ratio by any means. 20 goals in 40 plus games. He's got experience in the UEFA Conference League, and you can say what you like, but it's a European tournament. £17.5 million. It's nearly a fifth of the budget that's been reported. So, it is a big risk. It is a big risk because it's £17.5 million that potentially might not pay off quite the way we expected it to. So, yeah, everything's a risk in this league, but it's something you've got to be willing to prepare for. So I would say it's a risk, but it's a risk worth taking, in my view. But that's just the way of the Premier League. That is just the way of the Premier League. You've got to make these risks, until we are, or if we become a mid-table team, that's when we can start thinking about, solid signings and, be a bit more willy-nilly with risk. But now's the time when they've got to calculate how much the risk is worth. And I know that Dane Murphy and Steve Cooper will be doing that. So, yeah, massive risk. But, and this is Paul's question, as I just answered there. It is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking. What do you reckon, guys? I'm going to ask you Paul's question. Do you think that we should have bought Taiwo Awoniyi? And do you think the £17.5 million was worth it? Yes or no? Just drop a quick comment and let us know what you think. Now, I've got Nick Hemphill here. Ioannis Verentsos era was one of chaos and head-scratching signings. Yeah, and this is it. The last few years of the administration have been questionable, but we have come close. With Lamucci, we came close, but even then, lots of panic buys. It just seemed like we were getting lucky. And as much as it would have been nice to go and get into the playoffs then, it would have just been a complete beatdown, and it would have been the worst. And I think the morale of the club would have been very low. So I'm glad for a degree that we didn't get playoffs then, because it just made this year feel all but more amazing. So, yeah, Verentsos era, not really one that I want to remember, to be completely honest. But guys, remember, comment. What do you think? Was Taiwo Awoniyi a good signing? Would you have paid £17.5 million? What do you think? Is it a risk worth taking? Yes or no? Risk worth taking. We've got Cloco, who says low risk, 17.5 million over 5 years is 3.5 million a year. Cheaper wages than Davis. Interesting. So that's an interesting stat. So you're paying £3.5 million per year, but I suppose you've got to take his wages into account. Now, I don't actually know how much wages Awoniyi is going to be on at Forest. Perhaps something that Google can help me with now. So I'm going to quickly look at what Paul Taylor said this morning. If any of you don't follow Paul Taylor, I'll try and put him up to the camera there. Paul Taylor, Nottingham Trails, or Nottingham Tales even. Make sure that you follow him. He works for The Athletic. Very, very good writer, acclaimed writer. And he certainly knows what he's doing. So he'll bring you all your transfer news as well. And if you just want some quick transfer updates, my page is available there. Now, looking at what he has put here, I actually can't get on this article. But what he has put, it's a big move for Forest, 17.5 million. And even Nick here, 17.5 million is a cheap signing for a striker on the Premier League this day and age. Yeah, it is. You've seen Haaland, who, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I just would have thought Haaland would have been an 80-90 million pound signing. But 60 million for Haaland just seems ridiculously low. But then again, I believe it was a release clause, if I'm not mistaken. So, and if it wasn't, there's still add-ons. But even then, it's like, Man City have got him for a good price, because he could have easily gone over the 100 million mark, because he's proven like 86 goals and 86 games, something ridiculous. So, yeah, for Premier League, yeah, I think you're right on that one. And we've got Nick again. Newcastle paid 30 million for Chris Wood. Yeah, I don't really know much about Chris Wood. Where was he from? Was he from Burnley? Was he from Burnley? Yeah, it's an interesting one. We've got Cloco here. International also. We'll miss him during AFCON. Okay, that's interesting. So do you watch AFCON then, Cloco? Do you know much about Taiwo Awoniyi? Because I am looking for people that maybe perhaps have watched him for Nigeria, maybe even Union Berlin. If you're interested in joining the stream, you absolutely can. And you can do so via the link below. Please, guys, don't be afraid to join the stream. I really do want someone to come and join and just give your thoughts. Even if you just jump on for 2 or 3 minutes, jump on. It'll be absolutely fantastic to have you. I'm streaming live on Facebook, so if any of you are listening on Facebook, I might not be able to see your comments. Thank you all very much for your kind words. Hope you're enjoying the stream. 21 of you in now, 23 of you in now. We're breaking records for our own stream now. Make sure you share this. Drop us a thumbs up, guys, if you can, and a subscribe, because we are at 159 subscribers. And if all of you subscribe now, we'd be at near 180. And it looks like a lot of you have subscribed already. So please subscribe if you can. We're at 159. Let's make it 160. The AFCON is in the summer next year, so no worries there. That is from Emeka Chigbo. Good morning, Emeka. If you do want to join, by the way, Emeka, do let us know. There is a streaming link just above. That is the invite link. So do get involved if you can. And we are going to. I'm just going to go on Twitter now and quickly post the invite link there as well. So if you are just about to join, or perhaps you're listening to this a while ago, please don't click that link because I won't be able to answer it. But we've got lots of news coming in this morning. So for people joining in, Taiwo Awoniyi signs for Forest, £17.5 million, £4.5 million bigger than the last record transfer fee for João Carvalho. It's been a big morning. We've got Jack Keenan here. Nunes is an untested Prem striker and he's cost 75 million plus add-ons. It shows how Awoniyi is cheap for a Premier League striker and he looks like a strong replacement for Davis. Now that's an interesting point you raised there, and I'm gonna focus on one word: replacement. You can see my cursor just hanging over that now. Replacement. That's interesting. Would you sign Davis as well as Awoniyi? Because I know people have said, well, we've got Surridge. But for me, we're going to need 3 strikers. I think Surridge is included in that trio. I think we need Surridge, Awoniyi, and then another striker. Who that another one is, I would have said like Castellanos from New York. He looks like a brilliant prospect. And we know that he's actually flown into England, Castellanos, amid rumours of potential links with Forest, potential links with Leeds and other clubs as well. So lots and lots of players being linked with Forest, but Castellanos was one of the solid links we had at the very start of the window. So lots going on now. But yeah, Nunes, 75 million and untested. And we've seen that other clubs have taken the gamble, like Atletico Madrid especially, when they bought João Felix for over 100 million, I believe it was. And he's not performed as great as they thought he would. So there's a great video of Erling Haaland and his dad, Alfie, who obviously played for Forest. Yeah, looking back at his dad's tackling on Man City TV. Yeah, watch that. Man City TV, go and watch it. I don't like Man City by any means, but that is a fantastic video. I wish they showed the video of Roy Keane laying into him, though. That was a proper... Do any of you remember that Roy Keane tackle? A bit before my time, but I've still seen the videos. Got Owen NFFC here, though. Maitland-Niles is on his way back from holiday last night. Watch out for something to come out tomorrow or Monday. That's an interesting link. Now, obviously, yeah, holidays. That's an interesting link. Maitland-Niles, obviously a lot of players on the holidays at the moment. And Maitland-Niles is an Arsenal player. I'm not quite sure how much they would want for him, though. I've heard around in the region of £7 million, but it'll probably be a much more than that. Now, he's 24 and he's a centre mid. And I think someone like him, good physicality, and someone that could play alongside Yates and probably teach him the ways of the Premier League is something that Forest do need. So, big signing if it happens, and I think I'm all in for Maitland-Niles joining. I'd like, and this is Eve, I'd like Davis as well. We've got Jack Keenan. I'd be happy with Davis, but 15 million seems a lot. Yeah, I think it's about 6 or 7 million. It's about, and I'd pay probably 5 or 6 million for James Garner if we were going to have him. What are your thoughts on that? How much would you pay for Garner as well? 15 million for Davis, definitely too much though. Daniel Cook says, I would still sign Davis if we could, only for 7 million max, though. Only other Yeah, you're buying potential, I think, there for 15 million. If they were pricing it at that, you're buying potential. And as Cloco says, he is injury prone, so it's a big risk. But Neco says, if you don't take risks in the Prem, you'd be buying 10, 30 plus year old Prem experienced players, and that isn't sustainable. Correct. You've got to buy young players of the tomorrow league. You know, these are players we're thinking next year who are going to play the year after. Prospects, we're going to loan them out for a couple of years and they're going to come back as aces. So we've got to, take it into account. We're not just building a squad for this year, but we're building a squad for next year. And hopefully that year is in the Premier League. Now, Eve, my worry is if Davis gets injured again. Hopefully he won't. Now, injury prone. We've seen it, unfortunately. Jordi Asay-Tutu. Perhaps a lot of you remember him. He's now signed for Bochum in Germany. And he was injury prone, but I thought when he played for Forest, he was really good. I really liked Jordi Asay-Tutu at Forest. But perhaps if he didn't get injured, we wouldn't have Spence. So things happen for a reason, but he's signed for Bochum now, so all the best to him. I think Maitland-Niles be a very good signing. Yeah, I agree. I think solid in that midfield. We need someone that's going to command the midfield and has Prem experience. And Yates can't do that just yet. I love Yates, great player, fantastic ability, strong, whatever, but he's not Prem experience and he's got a lot to learn this season. He's still a young lad. He's got a lot to learn this season. It's going to be a big season for him for sure. Now, Paul, thank you. I've just seen you subscribed. Thank you all very much. If you haven't already, guys, do drop a subscription. We're now at 161 subscribers, so we've smashed the 160. You all mean an absolute lot to me, and it's been great. We're on 162 now, so come on, you can drop us another if you can. Come on. 40 minutes into the stream, 20 minutes to go. And we've got Paul Hollingsworth here saying Davies never going to get double figures in Premier League, but his link-up play is well suited and good for players around him. Surridge a better finisher, but Davies more exciting to watch. Yeah, I agree. I think, well, Surridge was quiet towards the end because of a groin injury, we now know. We know that's being fixed now. And he seems to be a bit up and better now. We know groin injuries can be quite tough. Groin, hip flexor, that kind of... I've got a hip flexor injury at the moment. It's not fun. So it's quite a big deal. But Surridge, Premier League ready. I think he's got the finishing to do it. But it's just going to take time. Pre-season and a couple of games to start off at the season, they're all going to be very pivotal in what these players can do and showing off their ability. So, yeah, Davies is a player to watch, and I love watching him play. Just the way he gets through 3 or 4 players and the way he can budge Sander Berger out of the way is incredible. So you saw him run from our box into the halfway line, at that second leg against Sheffield. It was something special. Now, I've got Cloco on the line. Maitland-Niles is a no-brainer. Get him signed. Okay, so he's obviously coming back from holiday, as we've been... as someone mentioned. So this is what Owen NFC mentioned. Maitland-Niles on the way back from holiday last night. So lots of potential here, potential signings. And this could be really, really big for Forest if they sign Maitland-Niles. He's a good player. And as I say, we need someone alongside Yates because Yates can't do it all by himself. DJF3, Dan, good morning to you, my friend. How much did we buy him for? Do you mean Taiwo Awoniyi? Because we've got Taiwo Awoniyi for 17.5 million. Davis not signed yet, but we were saying more 6-7 million if we were to. Dean Henderson coming in on a loan. There's no buy deal at the end of it. So as Dan Cook mentioned, bit of a risk, but risk worth taking, I think most of the stream said. So, yeah, so Dan, just let me know. I think it was Taiwo Awoniyi you mentioned, but 17.5 million and Liverpool get 10%. So, Owen, report just came out. Forest are doing everything to get Neco Williams. I can see him joining next week as well. Okay, so this is a good question. And it's something we now have to talk about. Tottenham look like they're about to pull out of the deal for Jed Spence. It looks like they're about to go to other players now because of the fact that Middlesbrough want 15 million for Jed Spence and Tottenham simply don't think he's worth 15 million. Now, this is obviously a big deal. Now, Tottenham, they're looking to sign Longley from Barcelona as well in the coming moments. So they've got a lot of transfer stuff going on, but they play with wing-backs under Conte. That's just what they play with. And Jed Spence would have been their match, they said. Middlesbrough said, we want 15 million. Tottenham said, no, 10 million is the most. It's looking like Middlesbrough aren't going to go down that low. So Middlesbrough not going to budge. Will Forest? Now, if they're signing Neco Williams, a right-back, who has played left-back, but more of a right-back, does it? I don't think Spence will be coming back. But we know that Neco Williams has got really good chemistry with Brandon Johnson. They both play for Wales on an international level. So perhaps maybe even a better link-up between them two. But who knows? This is all interesting. Do you think that Jed Spence will sign for Forest? And if we sign Neco Williams, do you think that the deal is all but dead? It's possible that Jed Spence might not leave Middlesbrough this summer for the price that they're asking for. So unless they lower the value, he could be staying at a club where he doesn't want to play. That's not a nice prospect to think of. So, Owen again, anyone know who Henderson is coming back from his honeymoon? I would say probably very early this coming week. I said Tuesday or Wednesday, perhaps even earlier if we're lucky. I don't think it'll be tomorrow. It could be, but I doubt it. So, yeah, I'd say Monday, Tuesday. I'm not going to say that I know 100%, but I think that's been the likely date. The welcome for video for Taiwo on Twitter, which is already nearly 63k views. Wow. So, released an hour and a half ago, 63k views. Brilliant. So, Nottingham Forest breaking up social media. They're doing a good job of it at the moment. 164 subscribers now. Fantastic, guys. You guys are absolutely smashing it. Keep subscribing if you can, because this means a lot to me, and your subscriptions keep me doing this. So definitely worth 15 million. Okay, I'd sign Williams and Spence and play Williams on the left. Interesting. He did do quite well on the left, did Neco Williams, when he tried at Liverpool. And we've got Owen NFFC. Could get both. We're willing to get Larea out on loan. And that's a horrible situation as well. I like Larea, but do you think he's Prem quality? I'm not 100% sure. He seemed to be a bit too defensive for my liking when he played at Forest, which, against Hull particularly. But when you've got people like Keane Lewis Potter coming at you, you've got to. So, yeah, I think Lorray a bit too defensive for me. I think they're going to have to iron out some creases with him, but I think a loan potentially could help that. So, need backup. Yeah, absolutely need a backup, but looking like he's going to go out on loan. Just give me one moment. Just going to close my window. Neighbours shouting for whatever reason. Henderson is back on the 1st of July, apparently. Okay, so this is just the day after kits are announced. So 5 days. So we're thinking Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So maybe Thursday next week. Okay, interesting. So maybe an announcement on Friday. So guys, if that is the case, as Ben says, you're going to have to be waiting a little bit longer. So yeah, on the edge of your seat the whole time. 33 of you watching. Thank you all very much. Make sure that you subscribe. Drop us a like if you can. Little thumbs up would do. And make sure you share the stream as well wherever you can. We've only got 15 minutes left, so just stick around. It'd be great to have you here. Make sure you drop a comment as well. We've now got Daniel here. Spence is part of the band of brothers. We want to try and keep as many as possible. Yeah, so Spence, part of that promotion squad, where you've got Zinkernagel, Lowe, Davis, in terms of loan players, Garner. I'm trying to think of who else we've got there, and other players as well. So obviously Spence. Zinkernagel went to Olympiacos, so we got no chance of getting him back. Garner, we're not going to get back if we have Henderson on loan unless we buy him permanently, which I don't see happening. I think Ten Hag's he's got a youth focus, hasn't he? So why would he sell a young player that's either going to be the next Scholes or is going to do well at a different club? That's how it is. I think this season is massive for James Garner. I think if he's going to go out to another club on loan, I think. And if he doesn't do well this season, I can see United selling him next season. So it's a big season for him. He has a lot to prove in his first season in the Prem if he plays there, which I think he deserves to. So lots happening. There's 30 of you now, and please do stay in the stream. Drop us a subscription if you can. 13 minutes left of the stream, and I've got out extra early so I can do this for you guys. So I appreciate all your kind comments, and I hope you're enjoying the channel. I'm trying to do a bit more of this. I do pay for this stream. I don't know why my camera's gone all funny. I do pay for this streaming stuff. So, if you do want to do any super chats or you do want to help us in any form or way, please do. I'm not worse off though, so don't worry. But I love doing this, and I do it because I absolutely love you guys. You mean the world to me, and you're helping me a lot. So we've got Nick here. Remember, the 30th of June is contract renewal ending day. So business picks up around that date. Absolutely, Nick, you are correct. So, yeah, there's a lot of big moves to be made around the 30th of June. We know that kits potentially could be being released on the 30th of June as well. So, around that time, maybe we're going to see Henderson in the new kit, which would be nice. But obviously, we're just going to have to wait and see, aren't we? It's a lot of ums and ahs, a bit of ifs and buts, but I think there's a lot to be spoken about. Sorry, my nose is absolutely awful today. It's not COVID, but I'm not feeling the brightest. So hit the like button. Yes, this is what this guy says. Nick, yeah, you know it. Hit the like button, guys, because when you hit the like button, it drives up engagement and it drives up people listening. And the more people that are subscribing, the more people are going to see future streams. There's 165 of you subscribing. So 6 new subs this morning. I'm really, really pleased. And we've had 128 views in the last 48 minutes. So just support us wherever you can. Absolutely love all your comments. Now, £17.5 million for anybody just joining now. Taiwo Awoniyi signs for Forest. 70,000 views nearly on Twitter that video has. It's a massive, massive signing for the Reds. Now we're going to delve into stadium development. Now, it looks like stadium development isn't going to go ahead this season, probably the next season. It's going to, of course, disrupt the amount of people that can have season tickets. It's going to disrupt me doing media work at Forest because I'm in the commentary box, which is in the Peter Taylor stand, which is obviously going to get demolished and remade. And the new capacity will be 38,000. What are your thoughts on the stadium development? Do you think 38,000 is enough? Because we know Forest have got a huge fan base. Do you think Forest can sell out every single season? And another question for you all. Do you think that, in fact, I'm going to ask you this. We asked this on Door on Tour yesterday. What is your, of any of the away days that you potentially could do next year or want to do, which stadium do you want to visit the most? Which stadium? Anybody says the Molineux and they're getting kicked out of the chat because we're not having that. Or Bournemouth. Nobody's going to Bournemouth. We're not having that. So, what is the stadium that you want to go to? Let me know. Drop it down in the comments, guys. For me, it's St James's Park. I think I've been to Old Trafford for the Youth Cup final, and I loved Old Trafford. Half my family are Man U, so I do have some endearment towards them. Although I'm a Forest fan through and through, and I'm always there to support Forest. But yeah, it was a bit tough watching Man U and Forest play, and it's going to be even worse watching them play on Boxing Day this year. Which I said to my mum, I said, going Boxing Day to Manchester. She's like, what? What do you mean you go to Manchester on Boxing Day? Are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, okay, don't be drinking the night before. So I'm not going to be, but it's we've got to be getting there on Boxing Day, and that's not going to be particularly easy, is it? So, guys, please comment. Let me know what stadium you want to go to. Spurs, yeah, big stadium they've got there. Spurs, obviously, what, £400 million worth. We've got Goodison. That's an interesting one, isn't it, Daniel? In Liverpool, I'm surprised Anfield wasn't mentioned there. I'd like to go to Anfield and hear them sing "You'll Never Walk Alone." That's yeah, I've seen it on videos, but it does look quite interesting. So we've got Spurs, we've got Goodison. Anybody else? What are you thinking? For me, I think it's got to be Newcastle, St James's Park, or Old Trafford. I don't think Etihad really. I mean, it's a great stadium for everything, but you know, it's not really my number one go-to. And we've got Goodison from Nick as well. It's last season. Okay, yeah, fair enough. So now we're approaching the last 9 minutes of the stream. If you're wanting to join and talk to me very quickly for 9 minutes, please do, because we'd love to have you join in just very quick. Give us a little bit about your thoughts on Forest. What do you think? Forest away at Man U and Derby away at Bolton, both on Boxing Day, and will be fun. Yeah, Boxing Day for Derby. You know, I can see Bolton winning that one. I think Wayne Rooney now left the club, so there's a lot of stuff going on at Derby, but we're not here to talk about Derby. I'm not going to go on a tangent about Derby. Let's focus on the club that we love so much, and that is Nottingham Forest. We've had some new subscribers. Thank you very much. 166 now, doing amazing. We've got West Ham just for the bubbles. Yeah, that'll be amazing. Forever blowing bubbles are West Ham. So the big question, remember, you can join us. Just click the StreamYard link in the chat. And there's 29 of you on now, so if you can all drop a subscribe, that'd be great. Now, big signing today, as I mentioned earlier, and Dean Henderson looking to come in. Let's talk about the other guys. Neco, Mainz wanting around 13 million euros, around 10 million pound for him, but Forest last bid was around 6 million pounds, according to reports. So, do you think that Forest will get Neco? He's a proven defender in the German league. Is he a proven defender in the Premier League? No. So £10 million is a gamble. But £10 million for a defender is not actually that bad. Forest also linked with the likes of Tagliafico from Ajax. What do you think about that? Tagliafico, if you've ever played FIFA or Football Manager, you know Tagliafico is an absolutely quality signing if Forest made it. And I know that Forest also, as mentioned earlier, looking at Velasquez from Valencia for a sum of around £4 million. Now, it looks as though, according to Nottingham Forest News and Transfer Tavern, Nottingham Forest are wanting Nicholas Tagliafico for just £4 million. And this is quite, I can't believe that it's even going to cost that much. So it's he's set to leave Ajax in the transfer window, despite still having 2 years remaining on his contract. Now, Forest wanting around, if I can have a look here, according to this newspaper, Transfer Tavern, and according to Transfer Market, he's worth 9.9 million. So other publications saying 4 million, a bit too low. 9.9 million pound is what Ajax want for Tagliafico. And apparently it looks quite realistic. He does want to leave Ajax by the looks of it. And he's got 2 years left on his contract. So 9.9 million, not really bad for a Champions League standard defender. But according to Owen says this, don't think we will, but I really want him, probably the best defender we can get for that money. I am inclined to agree with that. I think Tagliafico is a fantastic signing if we can get him. And we've got EZ Sense here. You Reds, remember what he said last night, if you do subscribe to me and you subscribe to Mr. Door on Tour, then you can get 10% off the scents that EZ produces. So and gets in. So make sure you're subscribing, guys. You can get 10% off if you do that with him. So thank you for joining the stream, you Reds. And yeah, so do you think that Forest will get Tagliafico? And if you were Dane Murphy and Steve Cooper, would you sign Tagliafico? £10 million. And it looks like Nick Hemphill says, I saw a report that Niakate had a trigger of £8.5 million, which Forest triggered, but then Mainz doubled their price. Interesting. So it's quite interesting there. And I think, £16 million nearly for that player. I'm not very sure. It looks like Mainz maybe getting a bit greedy with that, considering he's not Prem proven. But obviously they're going to want money for him. And I think Forest really, I think if I was Forest, I'd probably say 11 to 12 million at most is what I would put in. Tagliafico is his pronunciation. Thank you very much, Mr. Pratton. Yeah, Tagliafico for future pronunciation. And so 8.5 million and they've doubled it. I don't know what, I've not seen that reports. I mean, I know they want at least 12, 13 million pounds for him, around that region in euros, sorry. So Forest are going to have to shell out this window, but it's obviously, it's a gamble, as Paul Hollingsworth said, and Paul Hollingsworth is signing off. So great listening and watching off to work. You have a great day about you and shall watch again. Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate your subscription. Have a fantastic day. I hope that work isn't too much toll on you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And the weather seems to be on our side, doesn't it? So have a great day, Paul, and thank you for listening to the stream. Remember, you can all just drop a subscription. You can do it via my bio in YouTube. We've got 166 subscribers. I think we can push for even more. So if I'm being really cheeky, guys, if you can just drop us a subscription. We're entering the closing minutes of the stream now, and we'll see how it goes. But we've got EZ Sense here. I don't know how a release clause can be doubled. Yeah, interesting. I didn't know that either. I can imagine. I think perhaps it's more the value that they priced him at. Perhaps originally they wanted, 8.5 million, and then they said, well, do you know what, Forest, they've obviously got a bit of money to spend. Let's double it and see how far they're willing to go. They're kind of toying with them a little bit by the sounds of it. So, would you pay 15 million pounds for Niakate? Big gamble. I think I'd pay 9.9 for Tagliafico, but would I pay that much? I don't know. And the transfer fund mention of 100 million is just a minimum, Nick Hemphill says. So that's interesting. So potentially going a little bit above, potentially 110, 120 million. So making signings like Niakate for that much money possible. Would you pay that much money in terms of 15, 16 million though? I don't know if I would. I think 12, 13 million very max for me, because we have to realise that teams are going to want to. They know that we're the new boys on the block. They know we're going to want to spend money, and they know that we're probably going to have to pay a premium price for some of these players. So it's an interesting prospect. We've got about 2 minutes left to go of the stream. So make sure you drop a subscribe, guys, if you can. Drop us a like, drop us a comment. Tell me what you thought of the stream, by the way. Did you enjoy the stream? Because, I've got up early this morning to make this happen. I literally got up at 9 o'clock, saw the sign-in, and I was straight away in the shower. And I was literally getting ready just to try and make this stream possible for you guys. So I am going to be doing this at ridiculous times, regardless of whether I've got examinations or mocks. So I am dedicated to this. And I really, really hope you enjoy it. So Niakate is a player you'd ideally want to get in early, though. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Forest need to be waiting around to sign him. They do need to sign him now, if anything, because this is it. He's a massive, massive prospect. And he's young as well. And he's proven in the German league. So a gamble that we should take, just like Awoniyi? I think potentially, yeah. And we do need to get him in early. So this is what JM Pratton says. I pay that much for that quality of a proven player and leader, since Borough want around the same for Spence. Absolutely. But the worry I have with Spence is, do we overhype him? Is he worth 15 million pounds? I mean, a lot of you said he is. I'm torn. I would say 10 to 11 million pounds seems a little bit too little, but 15 million seems a bit too much. So I'd say probably in between. He's a good player, but I think we need to hold off and wait until he's Premier League and see how it goes with that. But obviously we can't loan him again. We're going to want to buy him permanently. He only had 1 year left on his contract. He seems a very good defender, so worth splashing out. But I agree with 12 or 13 million. I mean, with 1 year left on your contract, that's a lot of money to spend. Forest could potentially wait till Christmas and get him on a free. So, but it's the time. We don't have time to waste like that. So 12 or 13 million, are they going to splash out? They might have to. Nick says, because Forest are a new Premier League club, price is so inflated, such as Villa asking 15 million for Davis or Spence for Bury. Yeah, Davis not worth 15 million, 6 or 7 million, we've said it. That's the solid kind of money I would go for. Anything more, and it'll be a no from me. 5 goals. He's a fantastic striker and a good player, but Nah, not that much money. And we've got Ryan Bardill here, 12 or 13 million for a solid centre-back who other Premier League clubs have been linked with. We aren't in the Championship anymore. We have to aim higher. Absolutely, Ryan. Yeah, I mean, Everton are closing in on him as well. So we've got to bat off any competition from any clubs. And in order to do that, we have got to spend, and we've got to spend quickly. So, guys, this is what it's all about. We've got to spend money to make this happen. And Niakate, I might have to stay for another 5 minutes. We've got to discuss this because is Niakate going to stay at Mainz, or is he going to join Forest for 13 million? We don't know. And EZ says, love the commitment because we had a late night finish last night. I know you enjoyed your kebab. I did enjoy my kebab, and I had some pakoras, I think it was, and I've still not eaten them yet. So whether I want to eat them or risk my stomach not being very good, I don't know. But yeah, the kebab was worth it. I've got a picture of it somewhere here, actually. I'm going to show you all the kebab. Go on. It was a fun one last night, and I was streaming from 7:30 near on, just getting preparation and stuff done until about 11, 11:30 at night. So we were doing it late last night, but that is the kebab that I had last night. If you can see that, proper dirty kebab that was, but it was a great stream, wasn't it? And we've got Ryan Bardill coming in though that says he was better than Cash was. So if he was 15, so is Spence. Interesting. Cash has stepped up, and some estimates saying he's worth around £30 million, and even Atletico Madrid interested in him. So Cash, massive future ahead for him as well. £15 million. Yeah, interesting. Would you sign Spence 15 million? Lots of you a lot of you seem to think so. So yeah, and he says yes, if it gets the deal done for Spence, get it done. Says EZ. Great stream, thank you very much. And because of his injury record, I wouldn't value Davis at more than 10 million. So 10 million, bit of an increase. Mark says there 10 million. I would have said 7 million, but Mark says around 10. What do you think about Mark's valuation? Do you think too much? I would say too much personally, but perhaps he's a bit injury prone, so you do have to be careful. And he had 4 or 5 professional goals before that. So big gamble Forest are taking. And there goes all my water. So guys, we're going to enter the closing minutes of the stream. In fact, the closing minute of the stream. I'm tired. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and I messaged Megaphone Man Lee Goodburn, and I don't know what I said to him because I was so tired. And I'd literally woke up in the middle of the night thinking I was streaming, but I wasn't. So think about this. I dream about doing this every night. So, and it actually did keep me up at night last night. So you can say what you like, but it did keep me up at night last night, early in the morning. And this is what Nick says. We're about to close off in just a minute. We must not follow the example of yo-yo clubs who buy a lot of players such as Norwich or Fulham and Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth, I think, a bit less of a yo-yo club. You have to give them some credit. They were in the Premier League for quite a while. But Norwich and Fulham, yeah, ridiculous signings. And then they just repeat the same. It's not what you want to do, really. And then we've got EZ here. Davis is a player we can hold out for and then grab a bargain. Absolutely right. I think it's going to take time, isn't it, really? And yeah, he makes a laughing face there for that. And that was a mistype. I meant 1 million. Really? You wouldn't value him at more than 1 million. I mean, I must say, Mark, I'm going to have to disagree with you again there. I would value Davis at around 5 or 6 million. I think 1 million is a bit harsh, but Mark's harsh on it. Mark says it how it is. So, this is brilliant. And we've got Dan there. Love it. Yeah, it's yeah. And this is what he says. I woke up counting euros because of my job. Fantastic. This is it. Guys, we're waking up dreaming of what we're doing. And I wake up dreaming of doing this stream and doing things like this. We're going to have some more videos coming in, not in the forms of streams, but in the forms of actual GoPro made videos as well. I bought a GoPro. It cost me like £300. And I did that because I want to provide you guys with content. So if you want to be an absolute gem and do a super chat or whatever, you can. Or if you just want to even just drop me a subscription, that means the world to me. I do want to get to 500 before the new year. That's the hope. I know Mr. Door's going for 10,000. I'm just going for the 500. So if you can get me to 500 before the new year, that'd be an absolute dream. And if you can get me to 200 by the end of next month, that'd be an even bigger dream. So Taiwo Awoniyi, before I go, because I'm about to leave in a moment, he's just said in his first statement, I'm very excited to be here at Nottingham Forest. It's always been my dream to play in the Premier League, and having spoken to Steve Cooper about our ambitions and looking at Forest with its great history, it's a club that I want to be a part of. You can find that on Twitter there, and you can just search that up. Official NFFC have just made that statement. So Taiwo Awoniyi, he's signed for Forest. He loves the Premier League. It's a dream for him. So this is a big step up. £17.5 million. And remember, Forest's big transfer record broken. Forest transfer fee, record transfer fee broken. The previous fee, £13 million for Carvalho. He's now at Olympiacos. And we've now got Taiwo Awoniyi, £17.5 million. Liverpool to get 10%. Dean Henderson looking to sign at some point next week. Some estimates saying the 30th of June, roughly when the kits are announced. And Neco, could he sign for £13 million? A little bit more than Forest wanted. All to come in the next week. But don't you worry. I'll be streaming at ridiculous times in ridiculous places for ridiculous reasons. So make sure that you stick around, guys. Drop me a subscription. And thank you all very much for watching the stream. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring it to you. And we hope you have a absolutely fantastic afternoon. And Nick, before we go, we're going to break it again, maybe twice. We are absolutely. Morgan Gibbs-White, the next big signing coming into Forest, we'll have to wait and see. I'll be keeping you up to date. But remember, you can follow me on Twitter for more transfer updates and more via this here. I'm Jamie Martin there. You can see, sorry, my hand's shaking. At I'm Jamie Martin on Twitter, and you'll be getting loads of commentaries from me as well in the new season, transfer updates and much more. Thank you all very much for joining. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the sun, or if you're at work, I hope that it's not too much on you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. So take care, everybody. Thank you all very much for listening. Like, subscribe, and comment, and have a fantastic day. That's all from me, the Media Man. Thank you very much. Goodbye.